We also covered the residual part of ischemic heart disease, ISD. Yesterday I already mentioned that what is ISD, what are the different risk factors of the ISD, and what are the specific characteristic features of ISD in South Asian countries. In that connection, we also mentioned that what is French paradox of ISD. Now today we discuss the prevention of ISD. That is, it is also part of the epidemiology, that the prevention of ISD. You know that there are 4 grades of the prevention, 4 levels of prevention of any non-communicable disease. One is known as primordial prevention, another is primary prevention, another is secondary prevention, and 4th one is known as the tertiary prevention. So primordial prevention, that is by modulation of lifestyle, by adoption of health-friendly food style, by using of or by following of work style. So by modification of lifestyle, food style, and work style, if we minimize the stress imposition on our body, if we can able to control our aggressiveness, if we can control the intake of saturated food, intake of salt, and others, then ISD, there is a different risk factors of ISD can be controlled or can be eliminated at a significant level, and thereby the chance of the ISD can be minimized. So that is the primordial prevention, and that prevention may be started from early childhood by information, education, and communication. That means by knowledge upgradation, we can able to change the attitude of the child community, the younger community, as well as by changing the attitude, the behavior will be changed, and thereby the healthy lifestyle, healthy food style, healthy work style may be adopted by the community members, and so the ISD in that community can be checked. So this is the primordial prevention. Okay. Now, what is primary prevention? So primordial prevention is general approach, but in primary prevention, it is also of 2 types of approach. One is known as population approach, and other one is targeted group approach or individual approach. So one is population approach, other one is targeted group approach, or sometimes very specific, that individual high risk approach. So what is population approach? The population approach, that means through public media, through mass media, we can able to impose the information, education, and communication, covering the socio-political and legal action to supplement the issue. Legal action. You know, at present, to take COVID-19, different legal action has been imposed for social distancing, for using the mask. So different legal aspects are also imposed, and these are also the primary prevention. Okay. So mind that the difference between primordial and primary prevention. Primordial prevention is also by increasing the awareness level, by increasing the knowledge level. But there is no legal approach, there is no socio-political approach. But when this awareness empowerment of the community member is tried to improve, along with the activities of socio-political level, as well as by imposition of the different legal actions, imposition of the different legal actions. Okay, that means by imposition of different rules, then this is referred as primary prevention. Okay, so in primary prevention, there is some force, there is some external force to follow that rule. That is the basic difference between primordial and primary. In primordial, there is no such external force for its imposition. Okay, so this is the population approach. But in the targeted group approach, that means the individual who are at high risk of ISD, who are at high risk of ISD. These individuals are isolated, and special awareness program, special, not through mass media, special awareness program is arranged for that group or for that individual by counseling process, by group counseling or by individual counseling. Am I clear? By individual counseling or by group counseling. And by different question answer mode, by different problem solving activity, the queries of the target individual can be cleared by the resource person, and thereby the awareness level would be improved, and so the behavior of the target group or the individual would be changed from unhealthy to healthy behavior. And as a result, the ISD, that is the ischemic heart disease, can be minimized. So this is the primary prevention. So primary prevention, first difference from primordial approach is that there is some enforcement of socio-political force as well as from legal force, number one. And number two, in primordial prevention, there is no targeted group approach, there is no individual approach. There is only population approach. But in primary prevention, there is also a primary, that is the population approach, along with other two approaches, that is the targeted group approach or individual approach. Okay, so these are the two basic differences between the primary prevention and primordial prevention. Now, what is the secondary prevention? The secondary prevention, that is the early recognition of the affected person for efficient pre-hospital care, not the hospital care, efficient pre-hospital care. As for example, individuals who came in contact with the COVID-19, we first send them into the quarantine center. So this quarantine, that is the locking of the individual in the quarantine center, and to some extent in the isolation center. These are all the secondary prevention. So secondary prevention, there is a screening method is adopted. Okay, screening method with the help of some phenotypic character or symptoms, and by rapid test, etc., antibody test, etc., we can able to separate or detect the individuals which are supposed to be affected, And after this early recognition, efficient pre-hospital care, and that means at different quarantine center, the pre-hospital care is provided, so that there is no person-to-person contact of this suspected infected individual from the normal community or from the community. So this is the secondary prevention. Secondary prevention, the pre-hospital care, mind that, pre-hospital care. There is no awareness program. There is no such socio-political force, or there is no such legal force. But we also follow the screening method, and after the screening, we separate them and take some efficient pre-hospital care. Okay. Next one, there is the tertiary prevention. And this tertiary prevention is the actual treatment steps, So person who have had ISD, that means who are suffering from ischemic heart disease confirmedly. So after confirmation, their need for adequate treatment. So the treatment is started in tertiary prevention. After treatment, rehabilitation, you know that the individual who are recovered from COVID-19 are directed to stay with home for next 14 days. So this is the rehabilitation. Okay. So adequate treatment followed by rehabilitation, periodically follow up, periodically checking, that is after 7 days or after 10 days, again testing should be conducted that whether COVID-19 is back or not. You know the periodically followed up technique. And then long-term drug therapy. Sometimes long-term drug therapy is also required here. In case of ISD, adequate treatment for ISD, rehabilitation, followed by periodically followed up technique, that means that the cholesterol level the triglyceride level, LDL level are within the normal or not. Long-term drug therapy, that means that continuation of the drug therapy until and unless all these sensors, all the risk factors are came to the normal level. Physical exercise, it is also one type of the rehabilitation by which we can increase the physical activity, and so the energy expenditure will be increased, and thereby the lipid storage capacity will be minimized. Side by side, with the help of this physical exercise, we can able to minimize the stress imposition, and due to such minimization of the stress imposition, you can able to check the conversion of LDL to LDL-OX, that is oxidized LDL, and thereby the atherosclerosis can be prevented, which is the most important factor for ISD. And next one, reduction in risk profile. Reduction in risk profile. That means after recovery from ISD, the patient is trained or educated that do not follow the tobacco smoking. You also maintain the particular morning work or evening work at a certain intensity for a certain period for certain day per week, at least 5 days per week. So that is the reduction of the risk profile. So salt intake should be minimized, fat intake, saturated fat intake should be minimized. So these are the reduction in the risk profile. So in case tertiary prevention, I repeat it, the first step is adequate treatment after recognition of that infected person or the ISD suffering person, adequate treatment. Number two, that the rehabilitation, and that rehabilitation is the mental rehabilitation, is the physical rehabilitation, okay? Then periodically followed up technique, periodically followed up, that means what are the level of sensors? The sensors are re-established or resettled towards the control order. And for the region, periodically followed up technique is very much essential. There's the test, and test. That is testing of LDL, testing of HDL, testing of total cholesterol, testing of triglycerides. Okay, so this is the periodically followed up. And number fourth is long-term drug therapy. That drug therapy should not be dropped after a certain period. It should be continued as per direction of the physician. Okay, so that is the long-term drug therapy. And next one, physical exercise. That should be physical exercise should be followed. Okay, and last one, the reduction in the risk profile. Reduction in the risk profile. So these are the tertiary prevention. So if the question is come, prevention of ISD from the viewpoint of epidemiological approach, then you say that's a primordial prevention, and then primary prevention, and then secondary prevention, and then tertiary prevention. These are the 4 levels of the prevention. Okay. Now, I have already mentioned that French paradox. So what is Indian paradox of ISD? What is the Indian paradox of ISD? Indian paradox. Now, we have already mentioned that some special features of ISD in South Asian countries. Now, we like to mention the features of ISD in Indian subcontinents. What is that? The ISD trend to occur earlier in Indians, mean age. We have already mentioned that about 1 decade earlier than the other. 1 decade earlier. Number 2, proportion of females among ISD cases is higher compared to Western countries. Proportion of females among ISD cases is higher compared to Western countries. High case fatality. Number 4, ISD occurs even in the presence of normal or near normal levels of conventional coronary. Mind that this is the Indian paradox. I like to mention it. ISD occurs even in the presence of normal or near normal levels of conventional coronary risk factor. When the conventional risk factor, that is the triglyceride, cholesterol, LDL level are normal. Am I clear? In spite of that, the occurrence level, incidence level of ISD is high. So risk factors within normal level, but the incidence level of ISD is high. And in contrast, when unconventional risk factor, okay, like the high triglyceride level, unconventional risk factor, which are not very closely related with ISD. So when the unconventional risk factors are high, okay, along with high levels of ISD. So this dilemma is noted in Indian subcontinents. I repeat, in Indian subcontinent, one paradox or dilemma is noted. What is that dilemma? When the conventional risk factors, the levels of the conventional risk factors normal, okay, but the incidence rate of ISD is high, okay,
Yes.
and side by side, when unconventional risk factors, their levels are also high, unconventional. The ISD risk factor is also, ISD incidence is also increased. So it is related with unconventional risk factor, not with conventional risk factor in some cases. Generally, the incidence rate of ISD would be increased along with the level of the risk of conventional factor. Okay, that means which are closely related with ISD. But the paradox is that in some region of the India, it has been noted a reverse scenario, a reverse relationship. That means the conventional risk factor within normal range, but the incidence of ISD is low. And the unconventional risk factor is high, then the ISD is also high. So ISD is very much closely related with unconventional risk factor. Am I clear? But it's not related with conventional risk factor. So that contradictory result, which is noted in Indian subcontinent, is referred as Indian paradox. Okay? This is not noted in other places. Why? Because this is mainly due to the imbalance between the physical activity and energy consumption. In Indian, there is no balance state. In these cases, in this paradox, there is no balance case between the, or there is no equivalent level of energy intake and energy expenditure. In most of the cases, the energy intake is high, energy expenditure low, and in that case, Indian paradox is noted. Okay. Oh. Various epidemiological measures of ISD in a community. Now, what are the various epidemiological measures of ISD in a community? Various epidemiological measures of ISD. One is known as incidence of ISD. Incidence of ISD. New cases of ISD per lakh population, as per lakh population over 20 years of age. You know that generally ISD is increased above the age of 20 years. And maximum is noted above the age of 45 years. Okay. So incidence of ISD means number of new cases of ISD per lakh population in a particular period. So in a month or in a year, etc. Or as per lakh population over 20 years age. Either total 1 lakh population or 1 lakh population covering the individual more than 20 years of age. This is known as incidence of ISD. Incidence of ISD. So new cases of ISD per lakh population as per lakh population over the age of 20 years within a fixed period. That may be within 6 months or within 1 year. This is the incidence of ISD. Okay, incidence of ISD. What is the prevalence of ISD? Prevalence is the total number of cases. Total number of cases, that means the new case as well as the old case. Total number of cases present in population per lakh. Okay. And in case of Indian scenario, national scenario, it is 4,000 to 5,000 per lakh of population, 4,000 to 5,000 per lakh of population, or 7,000 to 8,000 per lakh of adult population. So 4,000 to 5,000 per lakh of total population. Total, that means considering all the age groups, all the age groups. This is 4,000 to 5,000 per lakh of total population. Or it is 7,000 to 8,000 per lakh of adult population. Okay, per lakh of adult population. And this is known as the prevalence of ISD. Now, number 3, proportional mortality rate, PMR. What is proportional mortality rate? The proportional mortality rate is very much important to find out the chance of ISD in that locality or in that geographical zone or in that state or in that district, etc. etc. Proportional mortality. What is the proportional mortality rate? Now that can be computed by death due to ISD, death due to ISD, that is the ischemic heart disease, divided by total death in year, okay, into 100. That is the proportional mortality rate. Proportional mortality rate. I repeat it, proportional mortality rate or PMR. That means the out of total deaths in a particular geographical area per year, what number of the individual expired due to ISD? So you may say death due to ISD divided by total death in year, okay, into total into 100. This is the proportion mortality rate. And at present, the proportion mortality rate in India is about 22%. 22%. Okay, so for that is known the first killer disease. It is at present 22%. Now, what is case fatality rate? Case fatality. Case fatality rate, that means through case fatality rate, we can able to assess, we can able to reflect the level of fatality, the chance of fatality, due to that disease. The case fatality. The case fatality rate can be computed by this formula, that is death due to heart attack divided by total heart attack in a particular geographical area in years, in total into 100. I repeat it. The case fatality rate, that means death due to heart attack or ISD. Okay, death due to heart attack divided by total heart attack, total individuals suffering from heart attack in a particular geographical zone in year, total into 100. Okay, in our country, this case fatality rate is about 40% for ISD. 40%. That means out of 40%, out of 100 heart attack, 40 individuals are expired. Out of 100, as for in COVID-19, what is the case fatality? You also know that some individuals, suppose 10,000 are infected, and out of these, 140 are expired. So what is the case fatality rate? 140 divided by 10,000 into 100. So this is the case fatality rate. So case fatality rate, that means death due to that disease divided by the total number of individuals infected by that disease within a year or within a month, that into 100. Okay? And in case of ISD in our country, this ISD case fatality rate, ischemic heart disease case fatality rate is about 40%. 40%, which is more than the other developed countries. Now, other two important sensors which are very much linked with that disability and fatality to ISD. One is known as Daily, D-A-L-Y. D-A-L-Y. That is disability adjusted life years. Write down it. D-A-L-Y, capital D, capital A, capital L, capital Y. Daily, D-A-L-Y. D for disability, A for adjusted, L for life, Y for years. So daily means disability adjusted life years. What is daily? Daily means number of years lost. Number of years lost due to ill health, due to disability, due to early death. Okay, and it also measures the public health status. So public health status is measured. Okay, public health status is measured by Delhi, and Delhi means number of years lost due to ill health or due to disability. Okay. Now, it is used to assess. It is used to assess the disease burden in the community. So Delhi is a sensor that indicates the disease burden in the community. What is the level of the disease? What is the level of the disease burden? There's a disease burden load in the community. One Delhi is equal to the loss of 1 year of healthy life. What is one Delhi? One Delhi, I also came to an example. One Delhi means loss of 1 year of healthy life. So, due to some infection or due to some disease, when an individual lost 1 year of healthy life, not life, healthy life, that means normal activity of the life. When loss of 1 year of healthy life, then it is known as one Delhi. Am I clear? As for example, a person who lives up to 70 years, suppose an individual that is the normal life expectancy is 70 years. Am I clear? 70 years. But that individual suffers on incapability due to stroke at the age of 65. Mind that. The lifespan is 70 years. But at the age of 65 years, there is a severe stroke, and as a result, the activity of that individual has been lost. So what is daily? 70 minus 65. Am I clear? So it is not 5 daily. 5 years, not 5 daily. And one daily means loss of 1 year of healthy life. Okay. So in this example, the individual lost 5 years of healthy life because normal expectancy is 70 years. But after the age of 65 years, that means at the age of 65 years, due to the severe heart attack, the individual remain on bed. He or she has no capacity to do physical activity and other mental work, etc. Okay? And at the age of 70, he or she is expired. So what is the daily? Daily is 70 minus 65. That is 5 days. Am I clear? It is 5 days. So daily means the loss of 1 year. One daily means loss of 1 year of healthy life. Okay? And it is also measured by adding the number of years of life lost plus number of years lived with disability. Okay. So what is next one? What is QALY? QALY. So Delhi is one sensor. Another sensor, QALY. QALY. Previous was DALY, Delhi, and it is QALY. QALY. What is the full form of QALY? QALY means quality adjusted life years. Delhi means disability adjusted life years. And QALY means quality adjusted life years. Quality adjusted life years. Am I clear? What is quality adjusted life years? That means years lived in perfect health gain. I repeat it. Quality adjusted life years, it is calculated by estimating of total number of life years gained from treatment and weighing each year with a quality of life score to reflect the quality of the life in that year. Suppose I give an example. A patient living for 10 years after the disease. 10 years after the disease, mind that. But the quality life score is 0.7. And the scale of this life score is 0 to 1. Where 0 means death and 1 means the life with full physical and mental, social, cultural activities. So this is the scale. This is the range of the scale, 0 to 1. And within the scale, the activity of that infected individual is 0.7. 0.7. And that infected individual, that disabled individual can able to live for 10 years. 10 years, mind that. Then what is quali? The quali means 0.7. That is quali is 7 years. So the individual live for 10 years. But quality adjusted life years is only for 7 years. Because his activity is in the range of 0.7 of the scale. Am I clear? That is the quali. So quali means quality life, quality adjusted life years. That means the individual suppose live next 10 years after ISD or after heart attack. At the age of 50, the individual is suffering from severe heart attack. At the age of 50 and at the age of 60, he expired. So 10 years, life is 10 years. But from 50 age to 60 years of age, for the last 10 years of age, his quality of life is 0.7 level at the quality range, at the quality scale from 0 to 1. Quality scale from 0 to 1, and the level of the quality of the life of that individual suffering from heart attack or heart cardiac stroke is 0.7. So quali is not 10 years. Quali is 10 into 0.7, that is 7 years. If it is level of quality of life is 0.4, but he lived for 10 years, then quali is 10 into 0.41, that is only 4 years. Okay, so quali is another sense for the assessment of the level of disability. Okay, so that is the quali. And another one that is known as YPLL. So one is quali, one is LE, and other is YPLL. That is years of potential life lost. Years of potential life lost. Years of potential life lost. Okay. YPLL reflects the country health ranking. Country health, national health ranking. When we rank national health level of different countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, Japan, etc., etc., then we use YPLL, that is years of potential life lost. Years of potential life lost. How you compute the years of potential life lost? Suppose the person age at death. The person age at death is subtracted from 64.5. If the average lifespan is 64.5. I repeat it again. Suppose the average lifespan of individual live in West Bengal is suppose 64.5 years. Am I clear? Average lifespan of individuals live in West Bengal is 64.5 years. Am I clear? But the average death in Minafur, inhabitants of Minafur is 60 years. Then what is YPLL? That means the national or state level average lifespan minus the age of the death of the individual at that locality. So in this case, the YPLL is 64.5 minus 60, that is 4.5 years. 4.5 years. That is the years of potential life lost. 4.5 years is lost, potential life lost from the community members of this show, in respect to the state scenario or in respect to the national scenario. And on that basis, we can able to rank the health status of the district from one to other within state, or from one state to other within country, or from one country to other country in the global basis. So for state level health ranking, first one district level health ranking, state level health ranking, and national level health ranking, YPLL is most important sensory. Okay, and how you calculate the YPLL? Suppose in our state the life expectancy is 64.5 years, suppose, and in Midnapur district the average lifespan is 60. So what is the YPLL? 64.5 minus 60, that is 4.5 years lost, potential year lost. And if in Bankura district, okay, if this YPLL is 3.5, suppose that is 64.5 minus 61, their average death, average expiry age is 61. Then the YPLL is 3.5 years. So in Midnapur 4.5 years, and in Bankura is 3.5. So from this YPLL we may say that the health ranking in the health ranking assessment, Bankura district is more superior than Midnapur district. Am I clear? So when we rank the health status among the district in a state, among the state in a nation, or among the nations in a global basis, then YPLL is important sensor in epidemiology. Okay? Now, what is risk? What is risk and what is risk factor? Most important one, what is risk? There is only 1 minute. I like to say what is risk. Risk is a danger. Risk is a hazard. Risk is an exposure. Okay, to mischance which develops before the occurrence of disease. So before the occurrence of the disease, the danger, the hazards, the exposure of mischance, exposure to mischance is known as risk. As for example, we already mentioned that tobacco smoking is risk for eyes. So if you start tobacco smoking today,